Hey Zwifters, welcome to No Breakaways, your source for all the Zwift racing tips and tricks. My name is Rick Wenger. I'm here with my co-host Johnny Rocket. How's it going, Johnny?
I'm doing all right, man.
We're here to we're here for another match race. We got two kind of titans of the women's squads, Team I Race Like a Girl and the up and coming Finesse team. So what do you think of the matchup here, Johnny?
I think it's gonna be a pretty exciting matchup, honestly. Finesse girls are showing they can get it done, and Irish girls been around for quite a while, so we all know they're pretty strong.
Yeah, yeah. And so speaking of that, let's we got 6 minutes till race time. We will start off with the I Race Like a Girl bios and we'll make sure that everybody can see the race. So let's hop right to it. So Johnny, what do you think here? What do you think's going to happen? You got any predictions on the race?
Uh, uh, Not really. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna. I'll be curious to see how this first hill goes, and then if it separates it all. I mean, honestly, you look at these girls. I already said girl. They have a lot of strong threshold riders, and for them, if they can keep that pace high, it's gonna make it hard for finesse. Now if they can't shake finesse though in that first, let's say 4 laps, it's gonna be hard for finesse. I think. I mean, it's gonna be hard for every for a girl because they can. Finesse girls got sprinters. They got a little more well rounded. I would say girls got more of those triathletes. If they get two or three up there, and they push the pace, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, and it looks like we see right off the bat, Catherine Curie.
Yeah.
She's not messing around. 7 watts per kilo. I got to tell you,
No,
Johnny.
it's a short race too. I mean, 5 laps. That's not very long.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not in this race seeing these power numbers. I would be off the back already, I think. But here it is coming back together as you expect in a Zwift race. So yeah, it'll be super interesting to see kind of how the teams play this. We got this slight uphill here at the start going to get to the volcano. When you're racing this, Johnny, what do you do on this uphill on the start?
Honestly, I usually blow up the field in that first hill always because at least if you're there at front, you keep a constant pace. You're the one who you have room to move back. You're always, you're the one setting that pace. It's more constant versus if you're matching, it almost feels more harder to be like spiking up and down that power. You have to follow those wheels. And then you're also in that spot that you might be falling off the back. As soon as you lose that draft, you're done. So this first hill, I usually just take it a little harder and towards the top five, if not the one leading it actually.
Oh, looks like we have no audio on the stream, they're saying. Oh, no, now it's back. Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't know what happened. I apologize, everybody. It must have just been on the bios for some reason. Must be on the OBS side. Let's hop back to the bios. Please tell me in the comments if the audio goes away. All right, so for the finesse bios, that was Sarah Bishop. Next up, we have Kaylee Boyle. She's been road racing for 10 years. She's new to Zwift. She's a two-time provincial road race champ and provincial crit champ. And she says she's mom to a feisty three-nager named Addison, which I'm guessing is a 3-year-old who acts like who acts like a teenager. Here's Kaylee's power. As you can see, very high 15-second power, almost 10 watts per kilo. She doesn't have quite as high 20-minute power, but I don't expect that to be a big problem here on the Volcano Circuit. Next up, we have Kara Lilly. She's an ex-pro investor. She's a professional investor, I'm guessing on Wall Street, but she left Global Finance to race UCI and be a Pro Tour rider. So pretty cool story there. She's a provincial crit, road cup series, and a 3x24-hour solo mountain bike champ. So champion in all three of those. And she is the creator of NoReasonBut.com. Next up, we have Catherine Monks. She said that Dave Tolles called her a breakthrough rider in the ZRL. I believe Nathan Guerra also called her a superstar at one point. She has QOMs in both directions on Mount Cheeha in Alabama, and she works with international students at Auburn University and has founded some pretty cool programs there. Catherine is an incredibly good rider, as you would expect with that kind of praise heaped on her by Nathan and Dave. Really good all around, really hard rider to drop, and she has an excellent sprint. I know that her 15-second numbers definitely come in race situations. So, getting up to 10 watts per kilo is quite a bit. Next up, we have Kat Salthouse. She mentioned that her nickname is the Salt House, as you would imagine. Pretty cool nickname. She's a collegiate TTT national champion. She raced the PRT 2016 through 2018, and she coached 4 10-year-old Girl Scouts through a 40-mile El Tour de Tucson ride. So that's pretty awesome. Kat, very high sprint numbers. You see her right now on the back of the pack a little bit, just hanging in. I expect her to be there for the sprint. All right, so let's head back to the race. Here we go. I mean, nothing's really happened yet. It looks like we're all still sitting in a pack. We were talking a little bit about the strategy here. In this volcano course, Johnny, maybe talk us through a little bit where you would expect a move to go away.
Uh, for the move to go away, I mean, with being so short, that first hill, in that first lap, I would try to see if I can shake any riders, and then from there, it's usually just sitting in. I did an E-Crit final, and for that one, they shook it up a little bit because we had those preems for money. Every single like it was like three different preems, so you're thinking 8 laps, and then three of those laps you have to go for that sprint, and that's not even at the climb. It was actually at the midway point every lap. So you have the midway point, and then you have that one climb here, up ahead. Usually anything that happens is going to be in this one little climb here. So we'll watch out here, but I can't imagine much happening until maybe second last lap, because that's just long enough that you can actually break away.
Yeah, and I mean, I see, well, here goes Curry away at 8.2. Let's see what happens for the
Yeah,
field.
it's just so early. I mean, she's still going to be dealing some damage to them, so we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I always forget the drone view takes me into the volcano sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, she does have a little bit of a gap. Again, like you were saying, I don't expect it to get away. It doesn't look like, I mean, Kessler's pulling here. It looks like her own teammates are kind of pulling her back a little bit. Uh, what do you say we hop into the on their Discord, into the I Race Like a Girl Discord, and we'll see what they're talking about in there. Sound good?
Hmm. Sounds good, man.
Wear it down. Just driving. It can hurt. Jenny, how you doing? Got it.
Dying. It's okay.
Got it.
Nice work, man.
Just keep pushing through this volcano. When it gets a light, it'll calm down a little bit. There we go. We're almost breaking through. Go, 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 go.
All right, go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hit a big
We're on track. Let's go.
Go. As a group. You got it.
So yeah, they're not messing around there.
Yep.
And normally we try to go in and talk to the teams a little bit, but it looks like we're well past that
They're
point.
working. Yeah. They're definitely working pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty cool to see. I mean, and you could see they're working some team tactics there too, which was super interesting. I kind of honestly, I didn't expect that. So it sounds like they're going to be working hard up that hill.
Yeah, I can imagine, honestly, for a team like them, with how many powerhouses they have for that 20-minute and 5-minute power, they'll be taking turns on who pushes that pace and making the finesse girls have to close it down, And eventually, hey, maybe something breaks away. If something breaks away, you can't let them go. Like, for these ladies, I race like girl, you can't let them go. I mean, it's too short of a race. If you let one go, that could be it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hop over to the Finesse Discord and see what they're talking about.
And just so you guys don't get too crazy, we have a few extra guests on with us right now. A good time for jokes if anyone has them.
Oh, I needed some warning for that, Rick. Oh, let me think. Let me see if I can think while I do this.
So with physics and what Zwift Insider has said, you basically have to be able to create and hold a 15-second gap to really escape the blob. So right now we're just kind of seeing how the legs feel, how they're all doing on this early Saturday morning for some. And we're just gonna kind of feel it out and make a game time decision. If someone's feeling really good, we might send a rocket up the road. So just kind of, playing by feel. So not putting any pressure on anyone. Thank you, guys.
All right, so there we are. You know, you see they're just kind of sitting in, it sounds like, which makes sense here with the Zwift physics. Definitely going to be interesting to see if somebody can get away on this course.
Yeah, will be. I mean, honestly, playing again, looking at what kind of riders they have, I think it makes the most sense. You've got to fit in. With only being 2 teams, though, it makes it a little interesting because, for myself, being more of a punchier rider, I always like to sit third wheel, or second wheel at least, but we'll see. I mean, you really can't let these girls go. It's too small of a pack that they could possibly make something happen. In a big blob, though, like the blob takes too much speed. They close down anything.
Yeah, and I'm just counting up the riders. I mean, it looks like all 12 are here right now, which is, I don't know that we've seen that in any of the other Zwift races we've broadcasted. Really, it's always been somebody getting spit off the back. It really shows, I think, the quality of this field.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. Yeah, they definitely with the quality of the riders. Even given the route, I mean, these girls from IRLAG have like crazy numbers. I mean, you're looking at 5.0 plus FTPs. It's gonna be really hard to shake them. And if you shake them, they're gonna come back. So finesse girls really have a little hard here. They have to just try to hang on and hopefully they can win out that sprint. But there's no way I think that finesse girls can actually break away, given who they're facing. Because they're gonna it's gonna have to come to the last lap or last half mile.
Yeah. So I mean, really. Oh, here we
He's
go.
got to react. Yep, that's they're basically stuck with reacting. I think. But if they can make it to the end, though, well, I think the finesse girls really have a good shot at taking even like top 2, top 3.
Yeah. I mean, they got to be trying to set up Monks for the win, I would think. I mean, it's going to be a tall order with Curry, but with Curry here, I mean, a multiple-time Premier League winner. I mean, you see her going off the front right now.
If they can take turns closing it down and organize that, it's going to help them out that much more. The one thing, I know Curry's really strong, and maybe she's just not going to be the one day sim for the win, but I would have expected IRACELIKAGIRL maybe send different people every single time so they can stay somewhat fresh, and then when the attacks go, those people are more ready to go, every single time. They're not going to be overly tired, fatigued, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so we are expecting this race to be about 25 kilometers, just for so everyone knows. And we just went through the start-finish line right there. So, I mean, it will be a bit of an uphill finish. And, yeah, it looks like we have lost a couple riders.
Yep.
Jewett from IRACELIKAGIRL and... Oh.
We lost 2 finesse riders, though, so...
Yeah. It's, looks like we lost quite a few people. So we lost Lily, Bishop, and Salthouse from Finesse. And then Jewett from IRACELIKAGIRL. So...
Yeah, they're playing it perfect. I mean, honestly, it's going to be that much harder for finesse. The more riders they lose, the less effect that blob's going to have. So one rider could actually get away.
Yeah, so it looks like we have left for finesse. We have Monks, Boyle, and Bishop, or excuse me, and Baker, Daniel Baker. And so we've only lost Jewett for IRACELIKAGIRL. So yeah, now's going to be the time for some tactics. And I think as we go up the hill the next time, let's listen into IRACELIKAGIRL to see kind of what tactics they're planning. So I'm going to go ahead actually and hop over to them, and we'll sit on them for a little bit and see what they're talking about, see how they plan to break this race apart.
Same thing again.
Yeah, so the next up for now. Baker's up at 167. Who's Monk is...
So let's keep an eye on the gap, but let's let them drive right now if they can. Tire them out.
Yeah.
As long as the gap doesn't get smaller.
Yeah, they're going to want their team to catch up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's keep it double digits. And we go.
It's at 14, 15. They're not closing it. Tamara, you keep an eye on that too. If that gap starts closing, let us know.
Okay. I'm just hanging on kind of behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Nice
Nice
work.
job, everyone.
Jenny, rest up, get in the back.
Yeah.
All right. So you see, when we hopped over there, it sounded like they were talking about some heart rate stuff, and this is one of those things I always kind of debate in Zwift is how important is other people's heart rate. Johnny, I know you have a lot more a lot more experience with it than I do. What do you think when if you're in a situation like this? Are you worried about other people's heart rates?
If I'm the DS, then yes. When I'm racing and I'm the one in there, not as much because it doesn't matter. It's just, for my kind of racing, I'm just gonna try to hang in there. So whether they're hurting or not, it doesn't really affect my race plan. Now for them though, they're trying to hurt the finesse girls. Then yeah, it does matter. And you're really heart rate's very personalized. But if you look at Swift Power, you can get all those max heart rates, and you know about where they sit. All these girls, every single race they do. There's so much data out there. It's so easy just to scroll right through it. So it makes sense for this kind of racing. It makes a lot of sense. For their kind of game plan, for their kind of strength, I think it makes sense. You're trying to really shake these girls up, and if you know they're hurting, that's a great time to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, I'm kind of expecting another attack here from I Race Like a Girl. If you're finesse, what are you trying to do, and how are you going to position yourself for this next hill?
If you're finesse, or if you're any like punchier rider who maybe doesn't want to burn as big of a match or fall off the back, you would expect them to maybe go right before the turn. Given Swift and given how these hills work, a lot of times you're better off like 2 seconds early, and you just go hard. A little harder than you really want to. Maybe you end up at the very front, but that constant power against it feels so much easier than surging up and down. Because if they're reacting, they're gonna hurt that much more. And if that gap gets bigger, that's gonna give IRACELIKEAGIRL more of a mental edge. So if they can be the ones at the very front, or they can be the ones keeping that gap very small, they're gonna feel that much better.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, it looks like to me that IRA's
Curry
like,
can be the one. Yeah.
yeah, they're just gonna let her every single time up there.
Mm-hmm. That's solid. I mean, that's honestly a solid game plan. Either you have one rider who, burns a lot of matches, who, it's just, for them makes sense. Either that or you have people taking turns. If Curry's not there to be there at the end, or be the podium spot, then that's great. She can get away with this.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like, I mean, there's two rockets on the back foot back there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Yeah, they're gonna have to work a little hard. That's gonna be Baker and can't see the other one. These long names on here.
I know.
Make it hard.
All right, so there we go. 3 laps to
Wow.
go. Yeah, so we have Monks. Monks is right on the I Race Like a Girl. Boyle and Baker, 1 second back. If I'm Monks, I just sit on the back and make them do all the work. Obviously, I mean, it's 1-on-4 now. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, it's gonna be too hard for her to do it solo. I think the best bet would be, honestly, just drop back and try to work with the girls' yacht and just close it down, because by herself, it's just gonna be too hard. But that gap is just growing. I mean, it just shows, how strong these girls are for my race girl. For 20 minutes, I mean, they're good to go. And this race is just right past 20 minutes.
yeah. Well, so that's a good I think place. Let's hop down to Finesse and see what they're talking about, see what they're planning.
They're right there. Come on, you can do this. They're purposely keeping it hard to make it difficult on you. They're not going to give it free.
Danielle, you've got this. You've got time to just TT. Just put your head down and go. You got it.
KK, you're riding really smart. Good job.
Yeah, so we, we see that I Race Like a Girl. They're really keeping it hard. Kessler at 5'8", Curry was just at 6. And Monks is doing a great job sitting on the back there, just riding wheels. But I don't know how Baker is going to make it back with them pushing that hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean, maybe I was thinking, maybe Finesse what it could do is just burn a rider to get it back up there, so they have at least 2 shots at the podium.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I mean, these girls are gonna react as soon as they see Monks or, see somebody just react to it. Trying to close that gap. They're gonna push it a little harder. I've done that before. I'm in a race and I see that gap, and it's more of a mental game. I mean, you're looking at, you let them get a little closer sometimes, you're resting, see if they're working hard enough, that chase back is. And then if they get too close, you pick it back up, and that's just going to be a mental, you're going to screw with them a little bit mentally. It's going to be hard for them because they're like, oh, I'm getting closer. And then you're, oh, I'm not anymore, actually. And I'm already gassed out,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think with I Race Like a Girl keeping the pace, I mean, they backed off a little bit, but they were at, 4 or, 5 watts per kilogram. And you got to be going 6.5 to catch back up. And I mean, that's a tall ask for a minute for most of us.
No, for sure. I mean, honestly, as long as they keep at least a 5-second gap and they keep re-upping every single time it gets to 5 seconds or less, it's gonna be impossible almost for Finesse. Irish girls got way too many girls up here already as it is. They're already at that pro level of a 20-minute power, and so I'll be curious to see how Monks does it with this. I might honestly just let Curry go and just go take that second spot. If I can get second place, then so be it. But chasing down Curry every single lap is not going to be as productive, I think.
Yeah. Well, and we saw this a bit in the last match race with Dirt and ATP and the B men, where Dirt got a huge advantage, and what they did at the end was sent one person, Sterney, off the front, and they basically dared the one guy from ATP to either chase Sterney and pull the pack with him, or just sit in and try to sprint for second. And I mean, I would expect something similar. So here we go up the hill again. Let's see what happens. Curry's been the woman to watch here. Are you surprised that they're keeping it a little more tame this time, or is that what you'd expect?
I'm a little surprised, honestly. I would have expected Irish Girl to actually push a little bit more. Send 2 riders, maybe every other lap. Every lap, 2 riders go, and next lap 2 other riders go. Maybe they're actually hurting though. You never know. Maybe you click on these riders, you can see how their heart rate's doing. 151's a little hard for me to gauge, but if I had Swift Power up right now, and that's gonna be the cool thing actually these following weeks when you have the other races. These are gonna be actual events, so we can actually pull that information right away. But that way I can compare, what they normally do.
Yeah. I mean, so you see Curry at 150, Kessler 162, quite a bit higher. I mean, Monk's 183. I mean, I can, unless her heart rate goes up
183 hurts no matter what.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you're a high beater or low beater.
I was gonna say that's me at the top of leg snapper or something. Ramsey 144. I mean, really interesting. Well, let's hop back. Let's see how Boyle, Boyle, Hansen, and Baker are doing. It looks like they're keeping it relatively steady. Hansen has no reason to do any work here. But as a reminder to everyone, these places do count. So it's it does matter, especially from the Rockets, who these, if they can beat Hansen. I mean, granted, it's going to be tough to win when you have 3 of the top 4, but the way this is scored, every rider does matter. I'll hop back to the Bishop group. Bishop, Lilly, Jewett, and Salthouse here, with Jewett being from I Race Like a Girl. which they have pretty cool kits, I gotta say.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely.
I'm envious of their kits, and kudos to whoever designed it for them. So let's hop back up to this lead group, and we'll just watch a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you can see they're still keeping the pace high. Well, I assume it's high for them. Yeah, I mean, Joanne's heart rate has gone up since we last saw it.
Surprising though, I mean, given what they have, I would expect 4-5 plus to be front the entire time, and there she goes. She's up a little bit, but maybe they're just that confident. Honestly, at this point, they don't feel like they need to burn any big matches. They might be saving it for the last lap or the last 2 kilometers or so.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I know Monks is an incredibly punchy rider, really strong sprint, but not as high as a lot of these women in the 20-minute category. So, I wonder if they're going to make a long bomb for it so she can't try to out sprint them. I mean, that's personally what I would do if I were them, but
yeah, that's one way to go about it. Another way maybe where you might see is actually them just attacking over and over that last lap until something sticks. Monks has to react to every single rider at that point. Somebody goes on that second last climb, and then Monks slows it down. Somebody else goes as soon as Monks closes it down, and so on. And I could see that happening, honestly. It's one thing as well that we didn't point out. It's interesting to see this choice in bikes as well. You can see that they weren't really worried. The IRACELIKAGIRL wasn't really that worried about the punchiness or that hill, I think, given that a lot of these are on disc wheels. I think one other rider from IRACELIKAGIRL also had a disc wheel in their setup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about looking at the bikes. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, judging from the riders, I mean, we have the Tron.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else in this group looks like they're on the bench. Can you tell just by looking at them?
Yeah, they're on the bench. And honestly, with the kind of race it is, the bench makes sense no matter what. But the more interesting thing is usually just that wheel setup, because that wheel setup does make a little bit more of a difference. On how your race plays out. A lot of times you play your strengths, and you're gonna use that for how you attack or what you're doing, or you play your weaknesses. For that. If you know that you can't climb, you're gonna get a little lighter setup so you can actually make that climb every time. Because there's no point to be aero and have a bike ready for that finish. If you can't make it to the finish.
Yeah. Very, very interesting strategies here. I mean, you see a lot of low watt per kilogram. I mean, I know they were going down a hill, but it seems like IRACELIKAGIRL is just kind of playing with them a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're just that confident. They have that many numbers that they can get away with it. And maybe, like I said, they might be saving it all for that last lap or so. If they save for that second last climb and they're all fresh to go, it's going to be hard for Monks even. She's got great punchy power and lots of matches, but she can only match it for so long. If they're throwing 4 or 5 attacks in that last lap, I can't see it going well for her.
Yeah. Well, let's hop over to the IRACELIKAGIRL Discord and see what they're talking about.
So she doesn't sit in with us.
Yes.
But I'm guessing she wants top spot, so she'll
Yeah.
probably follow.
Get ready.
All right, there's the sign on the left, right?
Yep, and go.
Okay. Carly
All right,
Meredith, go.
Carly Meredith, push. She's chasing you. She's scared. Push. Make her work.
Oh, all the way. Drive it.
Work her down. Good job. Nice job. Push.
Keep going.
Push. You got it. Keep going.
Keep going. Pretend this is the finish line. I'll drive it all the way through.
You got it. You got another little rise coming up.
Good job. Keep it up, you two.
Nice work, girl.
Good job, Carly.
Good for me. Okay, settle in.
Good. Don't completely blow yourself.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Okay, right on.
She's up at 186.
Nice job.
Well done. Last lap.
All right, last lap.
I would say keep the pressure somewhat high here. Don't let her recover too much.
I can pull for a little.
Yeah, start rotating a little bit.
I gotta tell you, Johnny, I love getting to listen to their cars when we sit in like that.
Yeah, no, it goes to show, you know, how long they've been doing it. How like for me, I expected, you know, being a Premier League team that they would be pretty organized, but at the same time, though, you know, we're looking at triathletes, and I was a triathlete before, but it's a different mentality. You know, you look at triathlete, even draft legal, it's a little different game versus your typical road cycling or, you know, your crit. But they're out there. They're talking big tactics, you know, over and over and over every single time we hop in, which makes it interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And so, yeah, we're on our last lap as a reminder. We'll probably follow Curry into the finish. But, you know, it's going to be a really good sprint, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you know, they were talking about Monk's heart rate, which I know from talking to her in the past can go pretty high, but
yeah, but if you watch this and you're looking at this number at the very front, whoever's that front rider, if they're really trying to make Monks work hard and possibly break her, they're going to be looking at 4.5 plus. And until recently, until this small little climb, they were pushing out that 4.5, 4.8 over and over.
Yeah, and it's been interesting on the climb into the volcano on the other side. You know, Ramsey has fallen off the back the last 2 times by about a second, and kudos to her for catching back on. But you know, I think it's easy to say sometimes when like a 4-on-1 advantage that the team with 4 is got it, quote unquote, easy, and you see Monks there making jokes. So you know, it's either
that would be Lawrence. That could be Lawrence.
Yeah, her husband Lawrence. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting, you know, but it could be a mind game too.
It's a mind game, but you're looking at also possibly breaking your own riders when you keep attacking over and over, and by having everybody still there at the end, you can get inside Monk's head a little bit. But there's plenty of ways to play this out. They got depth for it either way.
So I'm gonna have to apologize to everyone. My daughter's about to come in crying. So, so let's hop over to Curry here, and we will watch her in the sprint. And we're going to, I think, probably hop in the I Race Like a Girl team car here for the end. Before we do that, Johnny, is there anything that you would do here at the end, tactic-wise, if you're Finesse or if you're I Race Like a Girl?
I think if I was Iris the girl, I would just keep attacking over and over. Honestly, you're looking at Curry right now. She's doing it perfect. As soon as Monks closes that back down, then somebody else goes, you know, and so on and so on. Right now, it looks like Monks might be happy and content with second place, which makes sense. Because if she burns a big match here, she may not even be able to get podium out there. She's gonna be too tired. And she might have a chance to catch back on with this hill. Being Monks, you're looking to conserve as much energy, so you can get a podium spot up there. You know, she's probably going for that win, knowing her. She's very ambitious. But we'll see.
All right. Well, let's hop over to the I Race Like a Girl team car, and we'll listen to them on the way in.
Well done.
She's closing it, but it'll have tired out.
Slow down.
Keep it going, Meredith.
Yeah, Carly.
Just keep going, you guys.
Yeah.
Meredith,
Carly, slow down. Be a blocker.
Nice, Meredith.
Go, Meredith. Go.
Oh, you got
Awesome
30.
job.
Now stay on a wheel,
Coming into
Carly.
that hill. Go, Meredith. Got it.
Yes, Meredith. This is your breakaway. Take it all the way. Take it all the way.
Okay, Kathleen.
Hit it.
Lenny, everyone come around her. She is so tired right now. You
There you
got
go.
it. Push,
Go.
Yes. Keep going,
You
Meredith.
got it.
Come on, Lenny.
You got it.
Yes.
Nice,
Push,
Catherine.
push. Go, Meredith. Go.
Nice, Lenny.
Good job, Lenny.
You got it, Lenny.
Race it down. Yes. Hit it.
Push. Push your
got it.
Everything you got. Everything you got. Nice, Lenny.
Nice work.
Awesome,
Yes,
Catherine.
Lenny, keep pushing, push.
Push. Meredith, let's give it another punch.
You got
this
this.
hill. Nice. Push.
Yes,
push.
Meredith.
Oh, I don't have it.
Go
You
with
got
her,
it.
Lenny. Go.
Finish it up.
Don't give up.
1, 2, 3.
Go, there it is. All the way.
Stay in there.
Go. Sprint.
No.
Nice.
Go.
Nice job, ladies.
Good job.
Well done.
Oh, gross.
Really nice work. When we get Meredith saying gross at the end, we know it was a good effort.
All right, that was a good effort, and I forgot all about the fact that I would lose the riders when they cross the finish line if I followed them across. So I apologize. We can't go back and watch any of the other races. And let's get our video back up here. There we go. All right, we're back. Sorry, it's been a bit of a rough broadcast with audio issues and everything else. So yeah, pretty good race. Johnny, what did you think?
Honestly, I think it played out pretty well. I mean, it was exciting to watch these girls. Honestly, Irish girl, like they did their work. I mean, they played tactics really well. That finish, like I said, I figured some girls would attack and then just wait for Monks to close it down and attack again, which they did. But kudos to Monks. She held on there really, really well. Just goes to show how strong of a rider she is. She was able to stay in there and still pretty close to that, first place, for considering she's 1v4.
Yeah, definitely. So here we are. It looks like let's hop back into the race view just for a second. I was able to kind of go back here. We have looks like still on course, Jewett, Lily, Salthouse. And so this must be their last lap. They're coming into the finish here. So another good sprint. We have Jewett and Bishop. I'm going to go over the top here to the finish. Looks like Jewett by a nose. Just by a nose. So congratulations to all our riders. Let's hop over to the IRACELIKEAGIRL Discord, and we'll do our team interview with them, and then we'll hop over and talk to Finesse.
Laughed so hard.
That was a huge
That
ride.
all worked out really well. Yeah. Jenny showed up, had the ride of her life.
Right. Everyone, great. What if our TT rides were like that on Thursday? How hard was that? It's just like all those teams in one.
It was fun. Yeah.
Hey, Rick. Thanks for having us. Well, we were trying to learn tactics kind of along the way, right, gals? Yeah.
Experimenting.
Yeah.
I would have thought that. You guys look pretty organized, honestly. That's
Amanda
awesome.
and Pam kept us very organized.
That's right. We had our trusty DSs on here. They're amazing and teammates.
Yeah, I think we were able to execute our basic plan, though, kind of as we discussed it before.
Yeah. It worked out well.
Yeah, I think the goal was to keep the pace high and to try to break it up. And I think that one little hill gave us a spot to do so.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
TTT
had
mode.
Jenny on the next lap. We had Jenny sort of, block or not help the other two riders who were getting a gap. So that worked out really well that we could narrow the field.
Yeah.
I will say yes. Played it really well the last lap. I was surprised. A lot of people don't really think about the blocking. And I heard you guys say block, and that makes a difference in the game. You know, you can actually slow down and you can slow the other rider down if you're not holding that pace.
Yeah, for sure. We do those Thursday TTTs, so we know those sticky watts.
Yep, exactly.
We feel them ourselves. Yeah.
I think that's what we were trying to do that last mile, is just like have Lenny block her while the two of us tried to go.
Yeah,
Just trying
no,
it
that's
out, trying
awesome.
out that tactic, and it worked a little bit there for our favor.
Yeah, Catherine's on power.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
so
I like
yeah,
racing
that
as a
was really
team,
fun.
so that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and thanks to
We hope to do it again.
We're excited
Absolutely.
to race them more as they come up to the Premier League too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Game. We'll be there.
Thanks.
Thanks again.
Jonathan.
No more drama needed.
Don't apologize. It's all part of the game, and we're all here to have fun after all, right?
Jonathan, Rick is here.
Hi, Rick.
Hard.
We're smashing, Rick.
I thought it was a really fun format. I think we knew we had the underdogs coming in, but it
Oh.
Yeah, you could add a little bit.
oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun format. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I think we knew we were the underdogs coming in, but we're kind of excited to try to rise to the challenge and see what happens. So, yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, although it was really tough for me today. I just really didn't have legs, but I was surprised how much I enjoyed the format, actually.
Oh, than the normal Zwift racing. So, yeah, we appreciate you all taking part. You know, is there any other comments you had? I mean, what did you think about what do you think about the course?
So this is Catherine talking. Sorry, I don't have my video on. I liked the course. I can do one punch. I'm glad that we didn't go up the volcano. Thanks for not doing that to me. I thought it was cool to race with what I think are just a lot more experienced women, so that was cool to be able to hang with them. And yeah, I appreciate y'all putting it together just for that reason, to have the chance to race against some top talent and try to hang with them up the climbs. Wish I could have sprinted a little harder there at the end, but they got me pretty good. It was fun.
Well, yeah, you'll have to go back and listen. There was a lot of discussion on their Discord about how to make sure that you couldn't sprint. So,
well, they did that. I was hoping I could get Lenny at least. I didn't think I could get first, but I thought I might pop for second. But they got me well. That's good on their part.
Well, in parting, do you have one last dad joke for us, KK?
Well, you all know that I like to tell dad jokes because sometimes he laughs.
That was pretty that was pretty good. I liked it. And we saw that you typed that if you race like a girl, and Johnny was speculating maybe that was Lawrence typing. So was that you or Lawrence?
It was actually me. Lawrence is off racing road bikes outside, so I'm on my own today.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
No one even to put ice on my pants today.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. We really appreciated it, and great job today.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Rick.
Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny. Yeah, fun talking to the team. Sounds like some great tactics. Do you have any parting words?
Uh, not really. I mean, it was fun to watch. Honestly, as a spectator, it was definitely very fun to watch. Seeing all those hackers played in. So
Yeah, definitely. And so, thank you to everyone for watching. I apologize about the audio issues. We had a couple things go wrong there, but we'll keep making it better. And if you enjoyed